Listen up, soldier. Win here and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. You're up, soldier. Now go, soldier. Yeah, you kicked their ass.
What? After seeing what 343 Industries has done, I have hilariously low standards for Halo Infinite. But you know what the last thing I want from this game is? A Battle Royale mode. Why? Who? Although many questions remain about the next installment of the Halo saga, fans can be sure of one thing. If Halo Infinite launches without a Battle Royale mode, the game will be dead on arrival. Okay, just right off the bat, I honestly cannot think of something I care about less in Halo Infinite than a BR mode. Like, out of all the things Halo needs to do to bring old fans back, that's the deal breaker to you? That's the deal breaker. Let's take a look at all the changes that have been made to Halo after 343 took over and ask ourselves how they can be fixed. The movement completely changed, the art style completely changed, the multiplayer design completely changed, the campaign level design completely changed, the business model completely changed, the Xbox brand has fallen off course, and you think the way to bring people back is by throwing in a BR mode. Games journalism, everyone. All that fans have had to go on this far is an announcement trailer at E3 2018 and a Discover Hope cinematic trailer at E3 2019. These trailers are jaw-dropping and have only amplified the hype around this game. There is one important aspect, however, that's getting overlooked. Are those trailers really hyped, though? Like, who is actually hyped for Halo Infinite? Aside from the fact that it's a Halo game and we're curious. You know what I mean? Like, the game is allegedly coming out in, what, 8-9 months? No, less than that. It's supposed to come out by the end of the year, so the game is, like, 8 months away, tops? And we haven't seen gameplay. We know nothing about what features it's going to launch with. We know nothing about the story. We've seen no actual story teasers aside from that campaign trailer that meant nothing. Because, I mean, the Halo 4 and 5 story trailers didn't mean shit, so why would I take this one as canon? We don't know how it's going to play out with crossplay or with the PC version. We don't know what Forge is going to look like. We don't know what the multiplayer scene is going to look like. We don't know if it's going old school or if it's going further into the new school. We literally don't know anything about Halo Infinite. And that's what's causing people to kind of not care about it. Because in case you haven't noticed, 343 hasn't done a great job of maintaining the Halo player base. Halo 4 lost almost all of its player base within the first year, and Halo 5 was a frustrating and inconsistent experience that I won't even get into. Halo Infinite needs to be successful, and it needs to show that 343 and Microsoft actually understand what people want from the game. And we have seen nothing to prove that, other than Master Chief getting his armor back, which, you know, who cares? I don't care how good the game looks if it's still shit. Fans are used to what Halo has offered in the past: a captivating and immersive campaign, a high-powered and engaging multiplayer experience, and Forge and custom games to give the game longevity. But one question remains: will Halo Infinite feature a Battle Royale mode? Yes, that's the question. That's the question that remains. Thank you, games journalism. I didn't know that was the question that everyone was apparently asking. Halo 4's campaign was well written, but the gameplay was garbage. Halo 5 was terribly written, and the gameplay was slightly less garbage. And in both of those games, the multiplayer was garbage. Because you're the opinions. Yeah, okay, fine. My opinion is that 343 has no idea how to make Halo multiplayer. And you can enjoy Halo 4 and 5 all you want, but the numbers really don't lie. I just can't wrap my head around the fact that this is what the gamer thinks people are concerned about with Halo Infinite. New Xbox console, 2 disappointing Halo games in a row, and you're thinking about a BR? And I'm not at all saying that a Halo BR couldn't be good or couldn't be fun. I've thought about a Halo BR, but I mean, I have no trust in 343 to do that. Especially when they haven't even proven they know how to make a core Halo game correctly. Battle Royales have taken the world by storm, completely transforming the face of gaming on Twitch and YouTube, starting with H1Z1, then evolving through PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends, and now COD Warzone. The Battle Royale genre has changed the future of first-person shooter games forever. Okay, H1 and Fortnite are not first-person shooters, so I'm not sure what you're going for there. The launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare saw great success early on, topping 600 million in sales during the first 3 days alone. Yeah, and Modern Warfare also didn't have a BR So if you're trying to say that Modern Warfare was successful because of the BR, you're just wrong. The BR didn't launch until like 5 months after the game. So in fact, you're just proving the opposite point with this. Modern Warfare saw great success early on, 600 million in the first 3 days, without a BR. Why are you even bringing this up? This marked the most successful launch weekend in Call of Duty history. As shown on the green line on the chart below, viewership on Twitch quickly fell off, however. As early as December, only 2 months after the game's launch, viewership was well down over 50% to under 50,000 average viewers per day. This has only continued to decrease over time. Okay, 2 things here. First of all, a game losing 50% of its viewership after a month on Twitch, that's completely normal. Second of all, Modern Warfare was an extremely controversial game because of the multiplayer game design. It was very slow, it was very different, and it was not very fun to watch because of how slow and campy the game was. That's why viewership fell off. Viewership didn't fall off because there wasn't a Battle Royale mode, which I know is the argument you're about to make. But again, going back to what you said, the game topped 600 million in sales in the first 3 days alone. What is Call of Duty's structure? Oh, I don't know, single player campaign, team-based multiplayer, and then a third mode for co-op. What's Halo's formula? Single player campaign, team multiplayer, and then a third mode for co-op. Wow, isn't that interesting? It's almost like you're proving the wrong point. But you're proving me right, so I'm fine with it. The bright side to this is the giant spike in viewership since March 10th, 2020. That day marked the release of COD Warzone, Modern Warfare's brand new 150-person battle royale. In just 10 days, this game has reached over 30 million players, marking an extremely successful launch. Activision's marketing has been nothing short of genius, recognizing that around this point in the Call of Duty game's life cycle, even die-hard players begin to turn away from the franchise and search for different games to occupy their free time. Launching Warzone strategically at this point, along with cultivating partnerships with famous streamers and content creators such as Dr. Disrespect, has led to the successful revival of Modern Warfare. Okay, a couple things here. Warzone is completely separate from Modern Warfare, and it's free to play. So it did not revive Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare viewership is still garbage. Warzone viewership is better. This is not a revival of Modern Warfare. It was a new thing. Like, why am I doing your journalism for you? Also, Warzone's Twitch viewership and YouTube viewership has dropped since launch, but I don't hear you talking about that like you did the multiplayer viewership after launch. It's almost like dropping viewership after launch is completely normal for games, but we're not going to talk about that because you're trying to paint a picture. But since you want to talk about numbers at launch, why don't we look at my numbers? Because I have some numbers to show you. The Master Chief Collection peaked at almost 100,000 players on Steam alone. Just Steam. It says 0 right now because the servers are down, I think, but 100,000! That's just on Steam. That's not counting people on the Xbox One or people using the Game Pass on PC because that's through a different service. This is just Steam. Almost 100,000 people for just Halo Reach and Combat Evolved. Look me in the face hole and tell me people won't show up for a good old school Halo game. It's important for Halo Infinite game developers to understand this lesson. In order for Halo Infinite to be equally successful for longer than just a few short months, 343 Industries needs to fully understand the direction the FPS genre is going. The studio then needs to apply what it knows to the game. Again, you're looking at the wrong air quotes lesson. Call of Duty released a free-to-play battle royale. Yeah, of course the viewership is going to be high for that. But also, Halo re-released their classic games, and it got more attention than any of the recent new Halo games did. And it's reviving the Halo community on PC. Which direction do you think is more important here? And again, I go back to the stat that you gave. Modern Warfare was a massive success without the Battle Royale mode because it brought back a setting and a style that people wanted and that people missed, or at least it was supposed to. It didn't actually do that because it's garbage. But you see the point I'm making. Halo Infinite is not living or dying on a Battle Royale mode. It's living or dying on whether or not it recaptures Halo. And if 343 takes any lesson from the last year or two, it should be that people really care about the old style of games. That's why people are so excited for the re-releases on Master Chief Collection and on PC. 100,000 people on just Steam for 2 games. What do you think those numbers are going to be like when Halo 3 comes out? Halo is known for its immersive campaigns and addicting multiplayer, and frankly, it always will be. 343 does not need to reinvent the wheel with an entirely new Battle Royale experience that changes everything. Then what are you proposing here? Halo is known for its immersive campaigns and addicting multiplayer, two things that the last two Halo games have been sorely lacking. And now they don't need to reinvent the wheel. The series fell off because they were trying to reinvent the wheel. Do you even follow this? Or are you just a Fortnite player in the office that someone was like, hey, you, write about Halo, and you're like, shit, Fortnite, Battle Royale, Warzone. The development team does, however, need to cater to the FPS community's desires and offer a Battle Royale to its player base. This would not come without some downsides, of course, like less time and money spent making and updating the multiplayer and campaign, but the upside is absolutely limitless. Yeah, no, there would be a downside, like, reducing the quality of the two things that have driven people away from the series. But don't worry, guys, we'll have a Battle Royale mode. That'll bring people back. Also, I find the timing of this really funny, because this article came out and it's saying the FPS genre is moving towards BRs, but then Valorant came out, and CSGO hit new player peaks, and Overwatch is seeing a resurgence. Like, do you just not pay attention to gaming at all? I hate the tunnel vision that so many games journalists have. Like, you have an idea for something, and you have an idea for the way things should be, so you're just only acknowledging things that could maybe support that. And you're just not acknowledging the rest of the industry, despite there being overwhelming evidence that what you're saying is just incorrect. So many journalists do this, like in gaming and outside of gaming. I can't stand it. The article goes on. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read the whole thing for yourself, but it concludes with this last paragraph, and this really bothered me. 343 will need to give players what they want. I'm just gonna let that sit there for a second. Consider everything they've said so far and everything we've been talking about, and just let that bold text sit there for a second. Fortnite was released in 2017, yet is still consistently one of the most watched games on Twitch and YouTube. PUBG smashed record after record during its successful run before eventually succumbing to the excess of the other battle royales. FPS fans absolutely love this game mode and will continue to demand it for years to come. Again, Fortnite is not an FPS. The success of PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends, and now COD Warzone have shown that appreciation for the Battle Royale genre is not just growing, but is growing exponentially. The passionate fanbase of the Halo franchise should be demanding this from 343 Industries. One can only hope that this developer, like many others, obliges. If Halo Infinite does not want to become another failed shooter, tossed quickly into the discount bin at Walmart, it must include a Battle Royale. You are completely out of touch. First of all, PUBG did not succumb to other BR games. It's still one of the top games on Steam. Second of all, Fortnite is no longer on top of the world. It's still popular, it's still heavily watched, but a lot of people have left. And that's for a million reasons that I won't get into, but over the last few months, Fortnite has been seriously falling off. It's almost like when you stop giving people what they want, they leave. Isn't that an interesting trend? Warzone has shown appreciation for the Battle Royale genre is not just growing, but growing exponentially. Is it growing exponentially, or did a free Call of Duty game come out? Let me ask that again. Is passion for Battle Royale games growing, or did a free Call of Duty game come out? I think we know the answer. I think it's a mix of both, but heavily leaning on the second one. Halo Infinite will be a failure if it follows the same footsteps of Halo 4 and 5. Straying away from what people want from Halo, destroying characters and story arcs that people cared about, not having an engaging multiplayer, not having much content on launch, not having much customization or forge mode. And this is the reason why Halo's completely fallen off, and there's like zero hype for Halo Infinite. If 343 wants to bring Halo players back, they need to fix the problems that they created. They don't need a Battle Royale mode. If they throw in a Battle Royale mode while also fixing the other things, great, go for it. But if you throw a Battle Royale mode in without fixing the problems that you made, I'm not playing that. Just out of principle, I'm not playing that. Because I love Halo. I grew up on Halo. Bungie's Halo games were some of the games that got me into first-person shooters and got me into video games as a whole, outside of, sports games and party games. Like, they got me into serious, air quotes, serious video games. And I hate seeing what 343's done. I appreciate the PC ports. I appreciate that they've finally fixed the Master Chief Collection 5 years after it came out. But to say that 343 needs to follow industry trends in order to fix Halo just severely misses the point, because the whole reason Halo fell off was because they started following industry trends. Halo changed because 343 hired a bunch of people who wanted to make it different and wanted to make it more like other games. They wanted to make it deliberately less Halo-like, which is why Halo 4 played like a Call of Duty clone, and Halo 5 played like some... I don't know what Halo 5 played like. It was unique, I'll give it that, but it wasn't Halo. Halo was a unique game. That's why people liked it. And that's why people left after it lost that. And that's why people are coming back for the Master Chief Collection ports. I really hope gaming sites like this stop hiring people to write articles about things they so obviously don't understand. This is such a garbage article. I can't get over how bad this is. Halo Infinite does not need a Battle Royale mode. If it has one, fine, but it doesn't need it. What Halo Infinite does need is for 343 to own up to the mistakes that they made and all the directions that they took that drove so many people away from the series. If that is not step one on the development roadmap, Halo Infinite will flop, and rightfully so. But let me know what you think about all of this. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter at JoeFromSeattle1. And if you're super cool, you can donate to the channel with the link in the description. Absolutely not required, but very much appreciated. And I'll see you guys a little later, yeah? Stay safe.